Alrighty, so I was planning on recording a Vance Hopper X male listener audio earlier. But the whole thing is that I ended up going through audios that I really didn't want to listen to again because they were like really emotional and really really stressful like points of my life because it's like arguments with my parents and whatever. And so I have on my notes app a 190-page Vance Hopper story. And that's just like, I think it's 10 or 11 parts, but that's all technically just like one, like the first half of the story, or it could be the first half of a story if you guys want like that to be one part and then a part 2. And then, yeah. But you guys just let me know. But this is just a really short, like 13-page Draco X listener, because I really need comfort right now, and he's my comfort character. So, let's get into it. Now, you know how Draco usually is. All sneer and arrogance, especially around Gryffindors. But here, today, it's different. He's got a furrow in his brow, not from malice, but from concentration. His silver blonde hair falling slightly over his forehead as he pores over his ancient runes textbook. You're doing the same, the complex glyphs swimming before your eyes. It is a truly tedious assignment, deciphering the meaning behind these ancient symbols. You lean forward, pretending to be examining a particularly tricky rune. But your gaze flicks to Draco. He's chewing on the end of his quill, a habit you've noticed he does when he's particularly frustrated. You suppress a smile. It's strangely endearing, even if you'd never admit it out loud. Sorry. You pick up your own quill and dip it in ink, then carefully write a small note on a scratch of parchment. It reads, "This is pure torture, isn't it? I swear this book is written in a language even older than time." You fold it tightly, and with a subtle flick of your wrist, send it sliding across the table. Draco's head snaps up, his gray eyes meeting yours for a moment, a spark of something akin to amusement flickering within. He unfolds the note, his lips twitching with a hint of a smile. He grabs his quill and swiftly scribbles something beneath your words and slides it back to you. It reads, "Agreed. I think even Merlin would have been stumped by this nonsense. Father would have my head if I failed this, though." You chuckle softly, careful not to disturb Madame Pince, who's hovering nearby, her eyes like a hawk. I'm so sorry, I'm tired, but like, I really want to do this, and I really want to do this for you guys. You write back. Think he'd be more upset if you failed, or if he knew you were admitting that something stumped you. His response is instantaneous. The latter, probably. He has this absurd belief that all Malfoys are inherently brilliant. You can see a hint of genuine exhaustion in his expression, a weariness masked beneath the veneer of haughty pride. You can't help but feel a pang of sympathy, something you wouldn't have expected even a few months ago. You had started this year as tentative acquaintances, thrown together by the fact that you both landed in Slytherin. But lately there's been a shift, a sense of shared frustration with the pressure of pureblood expectations, and perhaps something more. The back and forth continues, notes flying across the table like secret messengers. You discuss the assignment, of course, sharing your interpretations of the runes, helping each other decipher the trickier parts. He has a surprisingly sharper mind when he applies it. What? No, I'm sorry. He has a surprisingly sharp mind when he applies it, and you find yourself impressed with his insights. But the conversation also drifts to other things. Trivial things like the ridiculousness of Snape's hair, or the cloying sweetness of treacle tart in the Great Hall. Then, almost imperceptibly, it gets deeper. You write, "What's the most ridiculous thing you've ever been made to do as a Malfoy?" He pauses for a long moment, staring at the question. You see his Adam's apple bob as he swallows, then he writes, "Attend a Pureblood etiquette lesson where they taught us to pour our tea correctly and eat soup without making a sound. It's a bloody tea party, no less. I think I was 7. It was excruciating." You write back, laughing silently, "Oh, I beat that. I had to practice my curtsy for hours in front of a mirror when I was 6, all because my grandmother found my form to be uncouth. I swear I felt like a performing monkey." Sorry. He reads this, his lips curling into a genuine smile. Not that smirk he usually has, but a soft, almost tender smile. Uncouth? I can't imagine that. He writes back, shooting you a teasing grin. The library begins to empty, the last few students gathering their things. The late afternoon light is dimming, replaced by the warm glow of the enchanted lamps. You realize you've been here for hours, lost in conversation in this strange, secret world you've created with Draco. "We should probably head down," Draco says, his voice soft, just above a whisper. You nod, gathering the books and parchments. The silence that descends as you walk towards the doors isn't awkward. It's a comfortable silence, a shared understanding. The walk to the dungeons is quiet as well, but not in the way it normally is when you travel through the halls of Hogwarts. You normally walk through the halls avoiding eye contact with other students, especially those in other houses. You don't dare catch the eye of a Gryffindor, because they see you as nothing more than a pure-blooded snob that people have always associated with the Snake House. This walk, however, is different. You are comfortable. You feel understood. You feel safe. Down in the dungeon corridors, the air grows cold and damp. The torches flicker, casting long, dancing shadows on the stone walls. The atmosphere is heavy, and yet, with him by your side, you don't feel the despair you usually feel when you descend into the heart of Slytherin. You both stop in front of the heavy oak door of the Slytherin common room. The password is enchanted. Or, no, well, I mean it is, but my bad. The password is exchanged, and the door swings open, revealing the dimly lit, subtly intimidating room. The fireplace crackles with emerald flames, casting a green glow over the room's occupants. A few first years are clustered around the fire, chatting quietly. Blaze Zabini and his I don't know how to say his last name, and his croonies are whispering by one of the windows, looking over at you in what can only be described as a suspicious manner. You both make your way through the common room and down the hall towards the dormitory, the sound of the other students slowly fading behind you. You arrive in the room, and it's thankfully empty. Your roommates are likely relaxing in the common room. Draco heads to his bed, which is near the back of the room, close to the circular windows at the back of the dungeon. He climbs in, leaving you to climb into your own bed, tucked into the bunk to his left. Draco shifts, propping himself up against the pillows. You climb up to your own bunk. Your bed is directly above his. You look down through the small gap between the end of your bed and his and meet his eyes. "Don't you hate these beds?" he asks, his voice low so the others don't hear. You chuckle. Hate is a strong word, but it's almost as uncomfortable as having to curtsy in front of a mirror for hours. "I'd pay good money to see that." He grins, but then he sobers a little. "Honestly, they're awful, though. The beds, the dungeons, the whole thing. Honestly." Who has the worst common room and school environment? It's us. We're down in this damp dungeon while they're up in the Gryffindor Tower, all sunshine. Oh my god, I can't speak. All sunshine and tapestries. You laugh, kicking at the wooden beam that separates your bed from his. Yeah, well, at least we have a good view of the lake from here. It's a half-lie. You can barely see the lake from the small window, and what you can see is hardly picturesque. He looks up at you, one eyebrow raised. Oh, is that what you're thinking about all day? The scenic view of a murky lake underneath the earth? You can't help but laugh at him. No, silly. I meant at least it's quiet away from the chaos. Unlike some of the other common rooms, you know how loud Gryffindor can get. He nods, his eyes softening. True. It's why I like it here, I suppose. The quiet. He pauses, then adds, almost as an afterthought. And the company. Your heart does a little flutter at that. You try to act like it doesn't affect you. You lean over the edge of your bed, resting your chin on your hands. So, what else is on your mind? He hesitates, his eyes flickering to the empty bunk above yours. Do you ever... He begins, his voice dropping even lower. Do you ever miss being a child? Before all this. Before everyone had expectations of us. Before we knew that one wrong move, one wrong expression even, could ruin everything. You look at him, his usual arrogance completely vanished. He looks like he's just a boy, a frightened boy under the facade of his Malfoy persona. Every day, you whisper, your voice barely audible. I miss when I don't have to remember to be a perfect pureblood hair. I remember when I thought all magic was for fun, not for politics or power or reputation. Do you remember when we first got our Hogwarts letters? I was so excited. I couldn't stop running around the house, practicing spells with my wand that I didn't even work, just a bunch of sparks when I tried. He turns his body, laying on his side, his eyes locked on yours. I do. I remember being so excited, even though I was pretending to be blaze about it in front of my parents. The idea of real magic, of learning things I had only read about in books. A shadow passes over his face. It all felt like such a grand adventure, before it became a burden. Remember the trains? The excitement of meeting new people? And those awful treats on the trolley that we both loved, even though we would never let anyone see us buying them. You smile, the memory bringing a warmth to your chest. Yeah, I think I've grown out of the chocolate frogs, thankfully. But remember that time when we were younger? I think I was 7, and I tried to make our house elf levitate a teapot with my wand. I ended up setting her apron on fire. You laugh softly at the memory, a real laugh, not a nervous one. He chuckles, a genuine sound that makes your heart skip a beat. I remember that. Your grandmother was furious. Serves the house elf right. Kidding. He adds quickly with a smirk. You both start listing off some of the most ridiculous childhood stories, not having to hide who you are or what you've done. You talk about the time you snuck out in the middle of the night and try and find a dragon, and when he tried to convince his mother that he was too sick to go to pureblood gatherings. You spend what feels like hours whispering stories and secrets. The bunk above you, a silent observer to your shared vulnerability. You feel like you haven't actually breathed a full breath in years, like you've been suffocating behind a mask, and being here with him allows you to take the deepest breath you've ever taken in your life. You both feel seen, understood, and strangely safe beneath the heavy stone of the Slytherin dungeons. The shadows of the room embrace you. They keep your secrets close to the breast and let you forget the responsibilities that await you in the light. The room is filled with the sounds of your soft giggles and hushed whispers. You realize it's moments like these that you truly will cherish. Moments where the weight of the world disappears and all that's left is a shared understanding and a growing feeling between you. As the night draws on, your eyelids grow heavy, and the silence that settles between you feels comfortable and warm. You fall asleep, your dreams filled with childhood memories and the soft mumble of his voice. His face, the last thing you see before you succumb to sleep. As you drift off, you know that this is secret space, this shared vulnerability you found with Draco. It's something you'll protect fiercely. You realize that maybe, just maybe, you're not alone in this cold, imposing world of Hogwarts, and that's enough. And that's the end of this story. I hope my other Draco lovers out there like it. It's just kind of a little homey, like relaxing one. And I love you guys, and I'm going to go to bed now because I'm tired. But yes, I hope you all have a good night, day, afternoon, morning, whatever. And I love you, my kiddos. Bye-bye.